This video is a documentary of my time playing SAICHANIA on the official servers. In this video, I'll be fighting over 4 SAICHANIAs with Oris as a solo SAICHANIA while battling sickness. This gets pretty crazy. But first, we have to start in the beginning. Chapter 1. I found a little herd on my SAICHANIA. Now, you already know what's going to happen. This poor herd should have just force respawned, but they had the unfortunate event of finding me. Now, this clearly shows my skill as a 5.0 SAICHANIA killing 1.2 herbivores. And then, I found a nice little Kartra sitting under a rock. And then, I decided to ask it a very precarious question. What is the powerhouse of the cell? And they actually got it right. So, as a very kind person, I let them go without killing them. So sweet. During a growth storm, I actually stumbled across a very nice little herd that was just genuinely asking to be ran down. Like, I was on top of the hill, they were below the hill. It was like just a perfect match made, you know what I'm saying? So obviously, you know, what had to be done, you know what I'm saying? But they actually put up a little bit of a fight. You know, maybe if they used a little bit of neck swings, they could have done some damage, but they were just using their tail, which is not the move against SAICHANIA. Because, I mean, only 50 damage a hit, that's not gonna kill a Sai. You know, I say that, but I actually got, you know, decently low, I'd say, for such small Brontos. And it was mostly because I just ran out of AP, like, the entire fight. Because I was hitting their tail for only, like, 200, because they were whipping. But ultimately, they, you know, fell to the hands of the greatest SAICHANIA player of all time. And every herd I kill in this video is, you know, low-key a new player. So this is really just kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, it's fun to watch, you know what I'm saying? I quite enjoy killing herbs. It really fills me with joy, I think. And then, you know, we kill another herd, but that's the end of chapter 1. Probably the greatest chapter, the most happy chapter. Everything from here is just downhill. That brings us to chapter 2, Trial. As I was doing my daily dues in Spiral Island, I came across SAICHANIAs, so I started chasing them furiously. So I got them cornered on the edge of Spiral. Now I just had to run them down until I get teleported to Cypress Marsh. Are you kidding me, bro? That was like genuinely so disappointing. And then I just happened to find the perfect Apatosaurus just waiting to be slaughtered. Like, actually, it was actually such a blessing to find an Apatosaurus in a storm, because a storm means I'm not debuffed, which is great. Now, thankfully, this Apatosaurus was just hitting my shields so kindly. It was, you know, the sound of a shield being hit just gives me instant dopamine, you know what I'm saying? It's actually like the greatest sound. Not even like when I'm married and my wife's saying I do. Nah, I want to hear the spiky shield hitting sound. That's what I want to hear on the wedding day, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I was trying to do a trick shot here, so I jumped and I shielded, but it didn't hit in the air, but he hit on the floor, which is pretty cool, at least. And then he hit a couple more shields, and you know, I'm just having a ball of a time, honestly. You know, I'm only including clips where, like, something actually happens, like someone dies in the end, because fighting a good app player will mean that I just literally will not win or die, so I'm just not including that. But then I killed the alpha, hooray! So I was just on Spiral, you know, doing my daily days, right? And then these huge big Sais come out of nowhere. It's just not PogChamp. But they don't know they're fighting the best SAICHANIA player in the world, so they are going to die. Undeniably, to be honest. Oh, another baby Ori, that is great. Oof. This is gonna be a third SAICHANIA. That's interesting. Are they debuffed? They are not. They are just chilling. Z. Okay. Are they about to pull some hacking gaming? He is very low. Hello? Server? Bro, what? Did the server just crash? Are you for real? No way, bruh. I was gonna enjoy that fight. I was winning. I was winning. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Bro. Alright, let us log back in. That rollback is actually insane, bro. Now, this battle is actually really interesting. So, I was doing my daily dues, right? And then I was getting chased by a lot of big SAICHANIAs. Now, I was pretty worried because they had Oris and fighting Oris is not a good thing. But then I tried to escape to water, right? And then this Moza comes and look at this thing, bro. Bro is not an Elasmo. Bro is not auto-aiming me right now. Like actually, what is this? You can see the SAICHANIAs at the top left there, but like what is this Moza doing, bro? I'm half health in like 30 seconds from a Moza just bro thinks he has a neck like an Elasmo. That's actually, it's just insanity. I might actually be cooked. But I managed to hit him once, and then I just have to hope and pray that look at those hits, bro. I managed to actually kill him somehow. Honestly, just skill issue, but I am very low on health. So my only hope is to run to Spiral Island, which I managed to do. I'm met up with my buddies who are like 0.9, and they are going to help me fight the SAICHANIAs. Now, I did a little bit of off-camera mining, and I got to full health, full water, and full food. And then I get sanded by an Ori immediately. So the battle commences. There are basically 3 big sides with Oris. I've already killed 2 Oris, but that's beside the point. Now I just have to focus on killing the enemies. Now I'm playing super careful because I'm honestly quite nervous because I'm not sure when an Ori is going to sand me because I genuinely hate Oris. They're like 0.4, so I can't even see them on my screen. Like, where did that Ori come from? It's not even possible to see them unless you have like eagle eyes, which I don't. I have glasses. I don't have very good eyesight, but it's okay because we will push through the Oris and we will slay the SAICHANIAs because little do they know, I'm actually the greatest SAICHANIA player of all time, so, you know, it's gonna take a lot more than that to kill me. And I have 3 buddies helping me who are literally carrying the fight, by the way. They're like actually doing insane work. I didn't actually do much this fight because, I don't know, I was scared, okay? But these guys, they actually carried. So I managed to get a couple hits on the big one, so I started chasing that because I know he has not much AP left, so I can really capitalize on that. So I'm just whacking, you know what I'm saying? Now, I get send it again, bro. I am so sick of seeing Ori Sands on my screen. Like, can they actually remove that, please? But it's okay, because we're winning so far, which is all good. I managed to get 2 hits on the big side, and I managed to take him down, which is really good. I'm still on full health. I grab a healing plant there, so I'm even more on full health. But then I go for the second SAICHANIA. I managed to kill him. My buddy there gets another hit on him, so he's dead now. Now it's just the last SAICHANIA, which we managed to kill. Oh yeah, good job, everyone. I got carried, Loki. Now in this fight, it was actually a pretty long fight, but because there was like no way I was killing those Appas, right? So I'm only including the highlight, but this was like a very long fight between me and these Appas. The Bronto was survival pledged, so they had like too much health. The Appa was combat pledged, doing 1000 per whip, so I'm not fighting that. So my only hope here is to try and go for the smaller Appa, which I actually get a perfect opportunity. The Appa was whipping the smaller friend, and this Appa was whipping me, so he just got a ton of damage dealt of him. So that was really lucky on my part. And that ends chapter 2, on to chapter 3, Agony. This begins by me initiating combat with this herd. I then realized that I can't really fight those Brontos and Appas because they're too big, and while I'm in debuff, there's like literally no point. I will run out of ability power before they get half health. So I decided my only option was to run to the rock where I was safe. So this is my little roleplay rock. It's kind of nice, kind of cozy. I quite like sitting up here and just five calling because it's fun. But then they whip me down. They're not very happy with that. So I decided to start running. Now I knew that if they were so desperate enough to follow me, like down cliffs and down stuff like this, then I could lead them anyway. And I know that the only way I could probably kill them was if I led them into a perfect trap. Now, in order for this trap to work, I need a couple things. I need to be out of debuff and I need to be on a cliff. So what I did was I let them get me low enough to the point where they're like convinced they're gonna be able to kill me, right? So I lead them up Titan Rise. They start having their friends log on Paras, log on Brontos, which is honestly, in my opinion, really cringe, but I'll get into that later. So I managed to get full food, full water, but now I just need to set up a trap. Now I'm on a perfect spot where if they want to, get to me, they have to go through this really rugged terrain, right? And now all I have to do is wait for them to get in the right spot and for me to pounce on them, which is exactly what happens. This spot right here is perfect because in order for them to hurt me, they have to hurt each other. And thankfully, this Bronto falls down. This is literally perfect. There's nowhere for him to go but down. And in that, I can really just start killing him. This Bronto was 3.4. Hooray! After killing that Bronto, I was very surprised, but they weren't done yet. They sent their other Bronto. They were really desperate to kill me. It's kind of funny, Loki. This guy misses a couple next swings, but then ultimately he hits one, but then he does not survive very long. After that, I didn't really fight much. I fought another Appa, but that led nowhere, so that was that fight. Pretty good, not gonna lie. The Bronto came back, but died. And then another para came. I could have continued fighting, but by the time I got myself together, I was in debuff, and fighting Appas in debuff is just not worth it. I managed to kill another para though, so that was pretty cool. After that, basically nothing happened. That leads us to chapter 4, Agony, but with despair this time. So while I was growing my SAICHANIA, I like to watch reels, to really let the time flow faster, you know what I'm saying? So as I was watching reels, I failed to notice something crucial. I got a little bit sick from dirty water. You can see I literally don't even notice. I'm still watching reels. And then I'm like, oh wait, I'm sick. I'm logging out. That was really bad. From now on, I'm not gonna watch reels when I'm drinking, because I failed to notice. Then bad things happen. I get chased. Well, as I'm recovering from sickness, I see a SAICHANIA running up. I'm like, oh, okay. He decides to hit me from a gazillion miles away, and I'm like, oh, that's an Ori. I managed to actually hit it and kill it, and I see that it is a random name. Now that is not good for me. That means that the people who are trying to hunt me, they don't want their names to be seen, basically. So I know I'm dealing with a problem. So I know that in order for me to have any chance at escaping, I need to go to water for bottom walking. But the SAICHANIA is extremely persistent, and I figured, hey, while I'm out of debuff, I might as well just deal as much damage as I can, because once I'm in debuff, which I will be very soon because I'm dealing with sickness, I will be doing a lot less damage than I should be. So I managed to get a couple good hits on that side, but I want to focus on getting my stamina as high as possible. I was thinking I could maybe try just full standing it and killing that SAICHANIA, but I don't want to risk being on low health as well as low AP. And it's at this point I realize, oh wait, there's more SAICHANIAs. This is not good. I didn't know what to do here. I was unsure whether I should really full stand it with this eye or start running. So I try, but he has another shield than I do, because I have not great ability regeneration. So I figured my only option here was to try and run to get heals. And I stopped doing that until I remember that they have Oris. So right here, I'm gonna just start going up the hill, and this is where I kind of make a mistake. What I should have done was I should have just gone through the ocean and just keep running. But I decided to go up here because I figured I should get food as soon as possible. So these guys are very, very into chasing me, and it seems it'll be that way until I die. So I try to get as much food as possible, but I'm honestly kind of scared of getting sick again from mushrooms. So I get 2 hits on the Sichania, and then I just start absolutely legging it. And I get back to the water, thankfully, and then I just start bottom walking to preserve stamina. I deal a lot of damage to the first red one, so he's healing back there. And I was gonna go eat more food, but I remembered that they have ores, so I really just went back into the water to try and just preserve stamina where I can. Now at this point, I actually recover from sickness, but I don't actually realize it until much later on. So that was really a blessing to have that happen so early in the fight. Then I managed to deal quite a bit of damage to this Sichania, but then he gets the shield button, so I can't actually see when he's shielding. It is very frustrating. I did a lot of damage to him though, so that was a bonus. Enough damage to make him back off a little bit, which was good at least. My main problem here was even if I got a Sachenia really low, there was no way for me to properly kill confirm because when I fight a Sachania and they back out, the next one just comes right in, and by that time, I have no ability power, so there's really not much I can do here unless I get extremely lucky. And unless I am the greatest Sachania player of all time. But anyways, I figured I dealt damage to the Saichania before, I should try and full send it. So I managed to get in a free hit there, and then we just have a normal Saichania fight, I guess. And then he has like 3 shields up. So I'm not sure if he's shielding or not, which I didn't think he is. And I hit a reflect. Holy noob. Saichania actual noob. This guy hits a reflect in 2025, that's crazy. Then the Saichania gets 2 free hits on me, because I am like the worst Saichania player in the world. So I'm figuring like, oh, it might actually be over for me. This is the end. But then I remembered I was the greatest Saichania player of all time. So I logged in, okay? So I figured, what am I gonna do here? And my next course of action was sort of to just keep running until I'm blessed by a miracle, which I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. So the first Saichania comes in, and I was thinking, maybe he is a little bit low, so I figured I should try and get him to hit a reflect, which I actually failed to do. But I dealt quite a bit of damage to him, but at this point I was thinking, it's now or never, right? So I decided to really go in for the kill, but I ultimately don't get the kill. I get X grade, but not the kill, which is really unfortunate. So I asked Legisa to get crystals for me because that's honestly the only hope for me. I go to land because my food and water was really badly in need of assistance, so I decided to go get a sip of water. I had a little bit of a head start on them somehow, so I got a really nice big sip of water. Because they were so close behind me, I had to run away a little bit, and I decided to take a little snooze to regenerate my stamina, but then I was cruelly reminded by Ori's being everywhere, and I cannot take any sleeping. Now, I should mention at this time that this group is the same group of Brontos yesterday that were trying to kill me so badly, which, honestly, in my opinion, this is not the way to play Bermuda. Chasing someone for 30 minutes just to kill them is just absurd, especially with a group of like 6 people. I managed to get a bunch of heals, which was really good, and then in the same spot, I try to do a little trick shot by jumping and shielding, just like the Ava, but he hits my shield, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not cool. But yeah, it's throwing dinosaurs at people until they drop is just so cringe. Like, especially in a dinosaur game, I don't know. It's I really don't like it. I'm all about natural gameplay, right? So if you have to get your friends to tell you to log on to kill someone, that's not natural. Natural gameplay, in my opinion, is sort of just like, logging on any dinosaur you want and just playing. Like, if you see someone, go hunt it. Not get it scouted or ask your friends to log on and help you kill this dinosaur. It's just, I don't know. It really doesn't make sense to me. I managed to get a good few hits on the SAICHANIA, and we managed to fight a little bit, but I now have no stamina. There's 4 right behind me with Oris. This SAICHANIA is new, by the way. There is now 4, and they're all pretty big. It is very unfortunate. And also, Ori's coming back. I hate it. I actually hate it so much. But anyways, this SAICHANIA, the original one, the one at the start, he somehow catches me, and he hits me twice for 800 health, when those should not have hit, but that is beside the point. He then chases me again. At this point, I should have been just sprinting the entire time, but I'm not for some reason, which I don't actually know why. But at this point, I'm trying to preserve stamina as much as possible, because if I don't, then I'm just dead, basically. This SAICHANIA here, he is catching me. He is very behind my heels, right? He is always like very close to me, which I don't actually know how is possible, but these hits, okay. I don't know how those hits are hitting, right? But it's okay. As the greatest SAICHANIA player, we didn't need that health anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I tried to get him to back off a little bit by dealing damage to him, which works. I mean, kinda. He takes a couple hits, but ultimately not much, but he does hit a shield, which really saved me there. I get a hit from a SAICHANIA, which should not have hit, in my opinion, but I can now escape again. The SAICHANIA that was really catching me is going off the hill now, thankfully, so that is a really good blessing to me. I figured my only option here is to run through the jungle and grab healing on the way, and then go to the ocean from there, and then I'll just start swimming, because I don't think all of them have the same inherits I do. So all I have to do is go up this hill and then go through jungle marsh. But the invisible trees don't have the same idea. I get stuck like by a tree, and this ruined me, bro. And not just once, twice. Like genuine agony and despair right here. That just wasted 3 seconds of my head start that I had, which, that 3 seconds is everything in a SAICHANIA fight, especially when everyone is like clawing their teeth. But it's fine, we'll lock in as the greatest SAICHANIA player. So I have another sip of water because I am starved. They have this is like a 40 minute fight. That SAICHANIA somehow hits me from literal Mars, but it's okay. We're gonna lock in. I see an Ori in front of me sanding, which is absolutely detrimental, so I figure if I have to deal damage, it has to be before I'm blinded. So I managed to do 700 damage to that green SAICHANIA, but I ultimately get blinded. Now I can't really see what's going on, so I just shield just in case, which actually works in my benefit because I somehow have them hit my shield. I don't know how that's possible to hit a Sai shield that is blinded, but okay. So I'm literally cornered, so I have to just jump down the cliff. Now I do this because I'm hoping they have no powerful legs, and then I get stuck on an invisible tree, not once but twice here, which doesn't save me, which doesn't lose me that much time, but it was still agony and despair. So I managed to get a few gimme plants, and he hits a shield. That was really good. So now that SAICHANIA will be off my heels for a few seconds, and then another one comes in. He must have just been late to the party, I guess. I get sanded again by Oris. I genuinely hate Oris so much, bro. And then I can't see what's going on, so I'm right between two sides. So I shield. He hits through my shield. Okay, that's cool. I didn't want my shield to work anyway. That guy hits through my shield, and then I shield again, and he hits through it again. Just the usual type of thing on O2. He hits through my shield again, and I'm like, oh, I might actually be dead here. And then he hits my shield, like. And then he backs off a little bit, which gives me the perfect opportunity to not die. And then right here, I'm in a bit of a predicament because there's 3 SAICHANIAs right behind me. I have no health. No stamina, no ability power, no food, no water. So I really just have to go with blessings here. So I managed to deal up quite a bit of damage to the green SAICHANIA. So he backs up off a bit to heal, and then the other big SAICHANIA just falls in his place. And you can see on the left that my Ori, I mean not my Ori, their Ori is right there, ready to sand me. He tries to sand me in the water, which you can't do that, buddy. What are you doing? So the green SAICHANIA, I managed to hit twice again, so he must be so low. But ultimately, he just runs away, so I don't manage to get the kill. But right now, I'm just focusing on not getting sanded, because this is just detrimental. If I get sanded, then it's actually over for me. He tries to sand me in the water again. I don't know why he's doing that, but what I have to focus on right now is getting crystals from Lagisa. Lagisa has been getting crystals for me, and all I need to do is get it, and then I will, be happy and full health, and then I will easily 1v4 them. So now all I have to do is wait for Lagisa to arrive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go up the hill, jump over the rocks to Lagisa, but, you know how that goes. That doesn't go according to plan. The SAICHANIA gets 2 free hits on me, which I don't know if should have hit, and then I get sanded. This is bad. This is very, very bad. So I'm forced to just go back into the water because I'm blocked off by a rock here. But thankfully Ligisa is right there, so I just have to hang in there until the crystals arrive. Now, unfortunately, I can't turn around, and the crystals are dropped for the other SAICHANIAs to get it. Now, that is really unfortunate, but I can't blame Lagisa because, it was in water, and I mean, stressful situation, but it's all good. I managed to deal a hit to that SAICHANIA, and he hits the shield. So now he's off my case for just a little bit, but now I'm surrounded. I truly have to be the greatest to survive this. So I managed to maneuver onto land to get the SAICHANIA moving towards land, and that creates an opening for me to just go to the right. So he goes to the right to try and block me off, but ultimately he just walks away for some reason. I don't know why, but that gives me an opportunity to keep running around, keep dancing around death's door, which, it's been working. The fact that I've survived this long, it's acceptable. So I shield here, but he hits through my shield. So, and then I just get sandwiched between 2 SAICHANIAs. I hit a shield somehow. I mean, they hit my shield somehow. They hit another shield, but ultimately there was nothing I could do. In the end, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SAICHANIAs. That is genuinely just absurd. I think it's really just kind of sad that people will spend their time doing this. I mean, obviously it's just a game and all, but I don't know. I can't. I really dislike this type of gameplay that people do, and I feel it is so unhealthy for the game. But I don't know what could be done about it. I mean, it's not like they rule broke in a way, but I don't know. It's a really unfortunate situation of me getting, I guess, targeted by groups of people for who knows what reasons. But at the end of the day, it was a little bit fun fighting, but ultimately I died, which is really disappointing, but we all know I'm gonna grow again, so next time, comment below which was your favorite chapter.